Okay, so this is the I've already forgot.
We
What's the
started.
It's the Greasy
Greasy
Goblin
Goblin.
podcast. This is the second pilot because the first one was ear rape.
I have to say I agree.
Yeah, because you listened to it as
I
well.
was screaming the whole time.
Um, but yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, no one's ever going to hear the first one. We asked some pretty good questions, but you know, let's just say you were pretty much the only one answering them because you couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
It was just like,
It was just
and then I was like, anyway. So I mean, I'll start you off, Josh. I've got a little question
okay.
for you.
God, I sound fucking so blocked up.
It's not that bad. You've always got like a nasally noise anyway. You fucking
Thanks.
weird cunt. All right. So I thought we could start off with. So I'm looking at them now. I'm like, okay. I think. Do you have any good stories from like school trips? So you know, it could be any time. Like I remember I went on a couple when I was in what's it, primary school that are pretty memorable for me. So like, like you know where you maybe got up to some antics or
I
you know.
didn't really get up to semantics. I was just really cringy. It
I
was
don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
it was when I liked girls. I mean, I still like girls, but
What?
like I liked girls.
What, when you really liked girls? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah. Now you
I
kind
was
of just
simping over
only
girls.
like them.
Yeah, I
Simping
like
over
a little
girls.
bit of them.
I mean, oh, that's another thing I thought of actually. Sorry to cut you off, but you know, uh, maybe I could read some of those the old classic, those messages. Oh,
Oh no.
it's like my grandma went into hospital today. We were supposed to meet up today. uh,
I don't care about your
I
grandpa.
don't fucking care. Sorry. Okay. Anyway, wait. So nothing? Like nothing at all?
No, like nothing like antic wise, just like me being cringy. Just
Well,
like Morgan. Fuck.
oh, okay. Well,
You know, like
I
that
remember
France
that one.
trip?
Yeah, France trip. You know, you say you're sort of it because I remember the bus journey home was pretty funny.
Yeah, well, you and Ethan all liked Morgan at
Yeah.
that time.
What's that? Year eight? We did that
Wow.
in year eight.
I think so. Yeah, right, year nine
Oh,
or
we
something.
were all crushing over her so hard. It's like
I
big
mean,
love
it
triangle.
was like at the time we all
Eh,
thought she was really hot.
yeah, she's not so hot anymore.
But yeah, so we all liked her. We went on a school trip, and we all were dying to sit next to her. Like we were her biggest fan. That was the
Oh,
first mistake.
now you say it out loud, it's just awful to hear.
We were though. We were like really dying to sit next to her. We're like taking it in turns to sit next to her,
Pull the
like
shortest
just
straw.
staring at her, just
Morgan,
like
Morgan,
fuck it. We were just weird.
please sit next to me. Oh, oh,
Please.
Ethan, sit next to her. This is so
Yeah,
unfair.
she wanted to sit next to Ethan.
Every time back in the day, Ethan stealing all the
Yeah,
girls
and he was, and he still is, right?
and men.
We can't let him ever hear this.
No. Or maybe.
God damn.
Okay,
But
fine. Wait, look, it's no worse than us finding his TikTok.
oh no, that's another one. Okay, let's leave that for now.
Oh,
But
okay.
yeah, we were all dying to sit next to her. We really loved her,
Oh, it's so
and
weird
like,
when you talk about it now. It's just
yeah,
like,
that's all we thought about the whole trip. Just like sitting next to Morgan. Not even
oh,
like just sitting next to her. That's it. Like obviously chatting to her, but we cared more about sitting next to her than we did about fucking anything else. We just wanted to be
oh.
near her. What's
Damn.
wrong with us?
We were Sims, man. We didn't know
We
what
were
was good
legit
for us
were.
back then.
No, we didn't. We
Really didn't.
still don't. I still love you, Morgan.
If you're out there,
If you're hearing this,
please let me sit next to you one more time.
please. I wonder if she's still with that guy that was like a bit
Oh,
older than her.
I don't know. What,
But
didn't she like get with him when she was like 16 or whatever, right?
yeah,
And then
she's been
how old was
with him
he?
a while anyway.
He's probably a little. He's probably
Yeah.
a little.
So there was that, and then after that. That was like the only memorable thing I have on a school trip. Like
Yeah.
none of the others were that good that anything like I mean the trip was good, but nothing good happened that was like memorable. You know what I mean? Like it was just
Uh,
I was just a boring kid.
yeah, I guess so. Like from that French trip, yeah, there wasn't
Excuse
really
me.
much that was memorable. But I mean, I don't
What
really
did
know.
you what about you?
Like Sackville wise, like the school trips. Well, I remember like in year 8 we went to like Ardingly or whatever, and that was okay. But
Oh yeah, there was only like
I remember I
13
was
of
just
you that went,
crushing
wasn't
over
it?
Eliza the whole time. She didn't even know who I was. That's so creepy. I was just like,
Oh,
I was just like, oh, she's so
we've all
hot.
been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Oh, oh.
Ugh.
Um, uh, I think like 6 months off that trip, or no, yeah, because I ended up in a class with Eliza in year 9, right, a maths
Yeah.
class, and it was me and Ethan and her friend, and we sat next to each other, and me and Ethan, like every lesson, we're just trying to make her laugh, like, but it was like
Ugh.
that like weird little competition between ourselves as well. Like,
Oh no.
she won't like me, and she always had another boyfriend. She always had a boyfriend. She never like
It
ne-
wasn't you.
never went for the guys like us,
The good guys.
the good guys.
Nice guys always finish last. Should have known
Preach,
that.
brother, preach. Nice guys.
Nice guys never win.
And
Scott, I hope you hear this.
oh, dude. So anyway, I started like messaging her outside lesson, whatever. That's when we get the old gem. And
She's like, who the fuck is this nobody
yeah,
messaging
I
me?
literally, and I used to call her, um, like, uh,
Oh god, I
she
don't want
used
to hear
to
this.
like reference this theater like show called Pygmalion, right, all the time, and
Right.
like somehow we found like some mutual ground on it. I don't know why, probably because I was doing
You
drama.
you probably made yourself watch it just so you
Yeah,
could talk
I
to
don't know. You're probably you're not wrong.
her.
Yeah.
I've done that
What's
before.
that? Pygmalion. All right, write that down. That's another thing
Write
she's
that down.
interested
Write
in.
that down.
Get that down. And anyway, so I thought, to be the smooth operator that I was, I thought that I would make a nickname for her, right? This nickname
Oh,
was Pig Maplin.
huh?
Right, yeah, right, her indeed. Do you know
What?
why I called her Pig Maplin?
Take a maple them.
Right? There was a video around that time. Oh, this makes it of like a
Oh
dog,
god.
and the owner's talking to the dog, and he's like, "Oh, you can't have any maple bacon," and the dog's like, "Oh, not the maple kind."
Is that it?
That's it. Then we used to find it so funny. We'd like talk about it all lesson. So I named her Pig Maplin,
Oh
right? So
god.
she had her own nickname. She was a very special girl,
That's cute, actually.
and then like after 2 months of just talking to her, like I used to do that thing like where we'd be like, so you you interested? You like anyone at the moment? And they'd be like, I'm
Oh
not
no.
telling, I'm not telling, I'm not telling. And it's like, oh come on, please tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. And it's like, well, you might know them.
What is that like? This is what we're saying.
This is what I'd say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
You
then it's
might
like,
you might know them. Oh,
there's
do
someone that I
I?
know very well.
Yeah. You actually you share a class with them. Oh,
Oh
wait. So
god.
it's not Ethan, is it? No, no. Uh,
No!
it's well, the the funny thing is it's actually me.
Oh. That's what they say.
I
Oh.
have a crush on you. And then anyway,
Anyway.
so I told her that like a couple of times that I had a crush on her, because the secret to victory is just repetition.
Yeah.
And then eventually I started to think to myself, Josh, I started to think that, hey, I don't think she's interested in me.
That might be a good call.
So I thought, in order to get around that and find the answer I was looking for, she couldn't, like, I had to give her an ultimatum, didn't I?
Yeah.
A question that
It's
would,
either me
it's either
or
me or anyone else.
or Ethan.
So I said to her, I said, what is the chance out of 1 million that you might fancy me ever?
Slow.
And she said zero.
That is rough. Like, not even one. It's fucking zero. What the?
Oh, dude, I've got even more shitty like cringe stories like that. I used to in year seven, right? Do you know what BBM was at all?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I had a BlackBerry.
Yeah. So about year seven, everyone was just handing out their BBM pins or whatever. So
Yeah.
I got Casey Nichols, right, at that
Oh
time.
yeah.
And me and her chatted a lot. And obviously it's just year seven, so she was putting like 3 kisses, and I thought like I'm in. Again, doing what I did with like
Oh, hold on.
Eliza.
I think the pizza's here.
Oh god
Sorry.
damn, fucking interruption. All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Oh, that was so funny, Wade. That's where you're gonna start it from.
Funny, well, that's what it just started from.
That
Great
was a
story.
great
Did you
story.
guys like that story? I bet you did.
That was awesome.
It was
That's gonna
actually,
sound really natural when it cuts.
oh, dude, that's gonna be so like a jarring because it will cut and it will just be like out of
That was
nowhere.
a great story.
Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, that was a good story. I'm glad everyone got to hear it. I don't think I'll repeat it. Everyone heard it. Um, uh, but fuck. Okay. So anyway, so I had her on BBM, right? Um, and obviously she was giving me like quite a few kisses and that, so I was like, oh
Oh
fuck it, you know
my
what, boys, I'm in.
god. I'm in.
And
Japan.
before I know it, I'm, I I thought talking to her, for like 3 weeks straight, that meant business. Anyway,
How
uh,
wrong you were.
Christmas was coming up,
Oh god.
and
Oh no.
I implanted in my own head, right, that
Yeah.
that I think I'm gonna ask her out on Christmas Day. That would be so smooth. I'll ask her out on Christmas Day, right? I didn't tell her that, right? I just told myself that. I didn't tell anyone else. Like
Wait, say that again, sir.
I was gonna ask her out on Christmas Day,
Oh god,
right?
you're gonna ruin her Christmas. The nightmare before Christmas.
And so what happens is it's Christmas in about I don't know, 2 more weeks. On the
No.
last day of school before we broke up, John Cave asked her out, and she said
No.
yes.
No!
That bastard.
Fuck.
And
That's sucks.
right. So what ended up happening? We went back to Ethan's house later in the day. It was me and him on the last day of year seven. Oh, so until Christmas, that is.
This was in
I'm
year 7,
and
Dan. You're moving fast.
I'm talking to him, and I'm like, man, like, I think I'm gonna ask Casey out on Christmas, or whatever. He's like, oh yeah, yeah, oh, okay. Didn't you hear? I'm like, hear what? Well, John Cave asked her out today, or whatever. I'm like, what? So I message her, right, and I'm like, Casey, you listen here. I was gonna ask you out on Christmas Day, and John Cave ruined it. And
Oh,
I made it her fault. Like I told her, I was like, it's just like, um, you know, it's
what
just
should I
that I was
say?
gonna ask you out on Christmas, and well, now that you're going out with John, I'm just not gonna be able to do that. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, like, and then trying to say shit like if I knew maybe things would be different. And it's just like, nah,
Ah,
don't say that. Don't say
you
that to me.
blue ball in your man from a young age.
Oh, anyway, they came back in January and broke up.
That
So
was your time to shine.
I was let down. But yeah, I blamed her. I blamed her for getting herself a boyfriend. Oh,
It wasn't you.
that wasn't me.
That's a nice guy. Yeah, you're like those fucking point of view nice guys that Jack Joseph guy does.
Oh god.
No one will ever love me.
I used to say that. I used to be like, oh, but if you won't go out with me, who's gonna go out with me? I'm like, oh Wade, you'll find someone, I'm sure. Just not me.
No,
If I can't have you, nobody
no
can
one
have
can.
me. Yeah, no one can. So the next day, that day of year 8, oh sorry, like year 7 or whatever, I went up to John Cave and I said, "Hey, listen here, buddy. You keep your you keep your greasy paws away from my girl."
I wish, I wish you did.
Yeah.
That would have been the right thing to.
Unfortunately, I didn't. Um. Yeah, and yeah, I'd say, unfortunately for Casey, she's missed that train now. Her loss.
Who? What?
Casey, the girl that I
Oh,
fancied in year 7.
goddamn, brother.
Like, you may
She
forget her
missed it.
name, but I never will.
You'll never forget her.
Goddamn. Oh, dude. Oh, it's fucking tragic. The shit I used to do for people I used to crush on is just awful.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, we've all been there,
I
brother.
guess so. But it's so bad though. It's so
It's
bad.
really bad.
Oh,
Just hope that they never open those chats ever again.
year 7, man. I bet they look at it and they laugh at it every night. Oh, anyway.
Oh,
Okay.
love it.
I mean, back to the first question anyway, which was that. So you don't really remember much from school trips or whatever?
Nah, there wasn't really anything exciting happening on school trips for me. Anything for you?
So in primary school, we went on a school trip to a place called Toolsbury, which is basically a ship that is like being I don't know, like beached, but permanently, right? So that means that it's on like land. It's not in the water anymore. Does that
Man,
make
shit.
sense?
Yeah,
So it's beached permanently, right?
yeah.
And you'd go there for like 5 days, and you'd stay over in the ship. So it's
Oh
basically
yeah.
like, oh yeah, living in a ship, right? And we it was year 5 and year 6 did the trip together. So I was with year 5. I was year 5 and we were with year 6.
Okay.
And my primary school crush, Freya.
Oh God. Freya.
Freya. I used to write love notes to her back in the day.
Oh God. What, on the trip?
No, no, no. That was that
No,
was
that's too
that was
far.
that was way before the trip, man. I was writing her love notes for ages. She
Too far, man.
um anyway, so Freya was on this trip, and at the end of the trip they would have a Tollsbury talent show, right? Where
God.
everyone could, you know, who has a talent or whoever wants to enter, and then the rest of the people would watch it, including the staff.
No.
So
I don't
I
think I want to hear
I
next.
entered
What?
I entered with the song I was going to sing, which is "Cooler Than Me" by Mike Posner,
Oh
right?
no. Don't you dare.
And I sung that song. I sung that song beautifully. I
Wish
was
I could
like,
write you a
a
song to
song that
make
makes you
you fall
fall
in
in love.
love.
I would
Oh.
already have you up under my arms. And then, uh,
My
as I was singing, I looked to the crowd of 20 people,
God.
and right at the back of the audience, there she was. She
She
was
was
crying.
beautiful.
She was
She was
crying because
beautiful.
I made her cry because my voice was amazing. I'm sure.
Wow.
And
That's awesome.
I sung her this lovely song, and
Yeah.
it was beautiful. It really was. And
Wow.
at the end,
I wish I
e-
could see it.
everyone came up to me. They put a hat on my head, and they were just like, "That's so sweet." And then afterwards, I fucked her in the fucking boat.
Oh God. What year was this?
Year 5.
Oh my God. That's a player.
Nah, no, I was actually like, um, I didn't know she was crying until like the evening, so I didn't see her crying, but one of my mates told me she was crying the whole time, and I was like, what? What? I made her cry? They're like, oh my god, yeah, Freya was like totally crying and over like your beautiful singing or whatever. So I have to say, Casey didn't want that, but she was missing out because I make girls cry with my beautiful singing voice.
Did you say like this is a tribute
No,
to this
no,
person?
no, 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 no.
Oh, what a pussy. I would have.
This is a tribute. Goes out to someone special in the audience.
You know who you are.
You know who you are. If I could write you a song to
Uh,
make.
oh my God.
Oh, fucking hell. Anyway, let's move on from that. I mean, I can't really think of anything else good from my school trips.
Uh,
Uh, Nah, nothing really interesting happened. I mean, one time I went on a scout trip. I mean, it's not school related, but I went on a scout camping trip, and no, it must have been. It wouldn't have been scouts, but in like beavers, so the one in between.
oh yeah,
And I wet the bed in the middle of the night. Right, woke up in the
yeah.
middle of the night, wet the bed. We were sleeping in a dormitory, so there was 10 other people in there, all on bunk beds. I was on the
Oh
top bunk.
fuck.
I
Oh
was on
no,
the
no,
top
no,
bunk.
no, 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 no,
Um,
no, no.
Thank God the mattress absorbed all the piss, so whoever was below me
Fucking
didn't
hell.
get dripped on.
I probably smelled it though.
So what I did was I stripped the bedding right in the middle of the night and I shoved it into my rucksack because I didn't want there to be any evidence that I pissed the bed. Obviously the mattress itself had piss stains on it, but I was a fucking stupid kid. Um,
Yeah.
and I called my mum. I was like, Mum, um, I need to go like tomorrow, please. I don't want to stay anymore, right? Um, so the next day she
Yeah.
came and picked me up, and I'm smuggling out this bag of piss sheets, right?
Yeah.
And the whole morning, everybody wakes up and they're like, "Fucking smells of piss in it," and I'm like, I don't know anything about that.
No,
I don't
it
smell it.
doesn't.
I don't smell it.
Yeah, whoever
Yeah,
smelled it dealt
y'all
with
must be tripping, because I don't smell a thing. Piss? Who said Why are you talking about piss for? And I'm like, a little bit of white sheet is like sticking out the side of my bag. I'm like, tuck it back in real
it.
quick.
Did they see your mattress?
Uh, no, actually. So obviously they found out it was me when I left, because obviously it was a piss covered sheet. But I don't know. I guess I was
Just had a
lucky. I
pissy
was lucky
bag.
that I didn't have to deal with it while I was there. So
Yeah.
I smuggled those home and chucked them in the bin when I got home. But my mum pulled them out and was like, what the fuck?
That's awesome.
Um, but you know me, I averted that crisis for a time anyway. I I briefly got away, and I had to return to Beavers later in the week or the next week, whatever, and everyone knew I pissed the bed.
Yeah, that sucks. I remember when I went to Beavers and I went to bed one day in one of the tents with like, I don't know, three other dudes in it. And when I woke up the next morning, my uniform was just gone.
What?
Yeah, it was just gone. Like all my badges, like all my patches that I'd earned were gone, right? And then the Beavers were like, "Yeah, we're not going to replace any of your patches."
What?
Yeah, I never got any of those patches back. I had a lot of patches.
Dude,
They did they,
that is
so I
fucked
just
up.
quit. I was just like, why am I going to keep doing this if you're not going to replace them?
What the hell, man?
It was just gone. Like, why?
You had a
I had
patch
like,
thief. Stolen valor.
yeah.
Stolen
I fought
valor.
for my country.
I fought to get this fire patch. I mean, what patches do you
I
even
can't
get
believe
then?
they did. I don't know. I had quite a few.
Mate, I
By
I
quite a few, I meant I
remember.
had like 12, and they didn't replace
Oh,
them.
I
That's ridiculous.
I used to have so many patches because my mum would sew the patches from the beavers or the cubs onto the beavers jumper. Then she'd sew the beaver patches onto the scouts jumper afterwards. So I collected them. And then they started being like, yeah, but when you're in scouts, you don't put on the beavers patches. They're for beavers jumpers, and you put the fucking cub patches on the cubs jumpers. They're not like interchangeable. You have to have the scout uniform, whatever. And it's like, so I'm in this process, right, earning patches like every year, right, to earn these patches to then just not be able to wear them. So she used to just have them all on. I used to walk around like I was like one of those like North Korean generals. I had like 50 patches down my arm. All dapped up. This is my sewing patch. My first aid patch. I didn't get a
Well,
patch on how to talk to girls. That didn't. Well, I got a
I
patch on.
did, but someone stole it, so I lost the skills.
I wasn't allowed to take it up to the next level, so I had to leave it all behind. Oh.
You're the die hero.
You live long enough to see yourself become the villain. All right, let's move on from that. Yeah, school trips, definitely could have been better. I hear
Yeah.
quite like people in other schools.
It's
They
because I
fucking
was too much of a goody two shoes at school that nothing
yeah.
impressive
Oh,
happened. That's
tell me
why.
about it. Tell me about it. I mean, if I could change anything to now, like I'd be way less of like Such a boring fucking kid.
I was such
Literally,
a boring kid.
such a
I was
boring kid.
so worried about like everything.
Yep.
I probably kept thinking I was gonna get expelled if I like misbehaved.
It does that to you though. Like I don't know. I was just so I was so willing to conform. Just
Yeah,
like, oh, really don't want a detention. I really don't want a detention.
yeah, it was fuck.
Oh, but I remember I got threatened a detention in year seven. I was swinging off some bars, right outside the back of art block, and well, I can't remember her name. Whatever, Mrs. Bitch came out and she fucking
This is bitch.
yeah, that's right. Stick him to her. And she comes out. She's like, "If I catch you swinging those bars again, I'm gonna give you detention because that's extremely dangerous. You could crack your head open or whatever." And I was like, Miss, I've actually cracked my head open 4 times now, so I'm not worried about doing it." She
One
was
more
like, "Okay,
couldn't hurt.
well then, yeah, one more is not gonna kill me." And she was like, "Fine, you can like, not swinging the balls in my office like after school or whatever." And I'm like, so I start freaking out. I pull the phone out of my pocket and I ring my sister.
You
Ring my,
freaked the fuck out.
I ring my sister because she's in year 11. I'm like, Brittany will know what to do. Brittany will know what to do. I was like, Brittany, I think I've just been given a detention. She was like, oh, what? Who by? I was like, oh, this bitch or whatever. And she's like, oh, you don't need to worry about it. She's like probably just like threatening you or whatever.
Phew.
So I skipped it.
You
Like,
skipped
well,
detention.
it didn't exist. Luckily, it was just a threat.
Oh my god,
And
imagine
then
if it was real though.
once I got off, I got offered one more detention. I got 2 detentions in my whole time at Sackville, right? And both of them I didn't have to go to. I got offered detention in like year 10. Me and Ethan were in the library, and we in English they were like, okay, you can either study in the class, or you can study in the library. Oh, dude. Oh. So,
What?
right, me and Ethan, right, we're playing games in the library computers, right, not studying. And we're playing games. And the teacher comes over and we do the old classic, like, flick over. We're like, oh, no, no, miss. You can see, I'm just struggling with my work. I'm just struggling. Like, I really don't know what to write. Right, and we'd have Word open.
Yeah.
And then she'd leave. And then 50 minutes, right, has passed. 10 minutes left of the lesson. She comes over and she's like, guys, you really haven't like done much at all. Like, have you even been working? And I'm like, yeah, miss, yeah. This fucking bitch, right?
Oh,
This year 11, right? Sat on the table behind us, just in the library doing their own thing. She goes,
yeah.
excuse me, miss. Those two have been playing games all lesson. What?
What the
Didn't you
fuck?
hear fucking snitches get stitches? Like, what the hell? What the hell? Why is she?
You don't
Why are
mess
you
with
gonna
Ethan
do that?
Wade.
Why is she gonna do that, man? What the hell? And she tattled on us. She fucking told the teacher
What
that we
a
were playing
slag.
games. Like, what a loser. Like, really? So we were like,
Who was it?
I don't know.
I
I
bet it
don't
was
know.
Ria. Right, Ria.
Oh, fucking. Oh, no. She was in the year above us. This girl, so she wasn't in our year.
What a
I don't know who
hoe.
the fuck it was, but they deserve they deserve death, man. That's so, man. Just let brother do his thing, man. If I want to play games in the lesson, that's my business. Leave me
Yeah,
alone.
fucking what a whore.
I just
What
don't
shit.
understand why you do that. Every time I saw her again, I used to scowl at her, and she definitely didn't remember like what she'd done to me though.
Yeah. Oh, she's gonna be a Karen when she grows up.
Oh fucking mate.
Jesus
I
Christ.
I hope for anyone who ever encounters her like later in their life, man. I hope they have to go through what she put us through. No
What
one
a
wants that.
fucking bitch. No one deserves that. It's a fate worse than death.
It's not far from it, man. That feeling of like sitting there
Oh,
and like
you're just
almost
like,
getting
my
away with
life
it,
is over.
and she's like, "Miss, they've been playing games all lesson." I'm like,
Oh,
okay, so you two can finish the work in a lunchtime detention."
oh. That was the worst feeling, I bet. I just, oh, fuck, man. If I didn't take school as seriously, I would have had such a better time.
Man, oh, dude, tell me about it.
Because then, even if you get detention and fucking even if you get excluded, none of that shit matters. It doesn't fucking matter. Like expelled is a
Eh,
bit different, but
yeah,
excluded
yeah,
is like for
excluded.
like a
Yeah,
day. That
you
doesn't
just go
matter.
home.
Yeah, and then you come back and then it's like so, expelled. Yeah,
Yeah, I wish I took way more chances. Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you remember that weird thing where we all had to sleep in the school overnight? The school like camping thing,
Is
but
it
it
like
rains.
music in music block?
No, it was in the sports hall. Uh, so well, no, it was in English and all that. We were
What?
all
I
over
don't
the
know if I
school.
went to that.
No, it was this overnight year seven camping. Oh man, that's so
Oh,
weird now.
I wonder if I did that. I can't remember.
And we were like sleeping in English block because it started raining, so no one could sleep in the tents because no one set them up. So we all just like sleeping bags in English block and we're just sleeping on
That's
like the classroom floors.
that's really weird.
It is weird. Now that I think about it, that's so weird that like why didn't they just send everyone home? Um, so like our
Who would
camping
want
trip
to do
was
that?
like spent in the cafeteria and then spent in English block. And obviously they had to segregate the boys and the girls. And in the middle of the night you just like people running back and forth from classroom being like, I'm going into the girls' room. I'm going into the boys' room. And like
Oh,
every 10 minutes, Mr. Latest would walk down and smack that ruler against the wall. Because
it's the latest was
it was like
scary.
9 o'clock and we had to go to bed. It's like bruh moment. That's part of the fun of camping, man, isn't it?
Yeah, what
It's
fun
like get like sleeping in the tent with your boys or whatever, and then like staying up
with
all night,
with your hobby. It's
jerking
like
each other
sleeping
off.
together. Yeah,
What?
literally. The
Yeah,
fuck?
yeah,
Like,
for
why would?
real.
Yeah, yeah. Lucky I agree.
It's like, oh, I just don't understand. It was so weird. And they were just like, he'd come in, right, and we're all trying to sleep, and every like half an hour, he'd like walk into the door like frame of the room, like the archway, and he'd just look in at everyone. And it's just like, how am I supposed to sleep when
What
every
perv?
half an hour, like a teacher just like looks through the fucking doorway at everyone? It's just like,
What
with
a
a big
fucking
cane in his
pervert.
hand or whatever. Oh, fucking. It's actually quite weird now that I think back to it.
Yeah, it is.
Um, so moving on this time. All right,
Moving
actually
on
change
now.
the subject. A quick segue over here. I thought since you like to drink occasionally, not all the time, but you do like to drink, um, more than you used to, right?
Yeah.
Right. You got any good drunk stories for me?
Uh, oh, what do I have any good? Just like Andy's house is probably the best one.
Well, run us through
We,
it then. I mean, I know what happened, but run me through it.
so we had a sick party, and that's about it.
Thanks for the story, Josh.
Yep, I'll see you later.
Signing off.
Sliding. Yeah. Uh, man, Andy's party was a fucking roller coaster,
Man,
wasn't it?
awesome pie.
What?
Awesome pie.
Yeah, thanks, Andy, for that epic
And
party.
if you're out there, man, I'm so glad you let us trash your house.
Hey, spoilers.
All right. Go on, go on.
Well, I got +1 to this party, and Andy didn't even want to +1 me. I think I kind of just you brought me along, and he was like, he couldn't tell me to leave because that'd just be shit. So I was like, oh, thanks, Andy. He just was like, yeah, okay.
Sounds
And
fine.
then there wasn't many people there.
It was so dead at the
It was
start.
really dead at the start. I was like, fuck, this is gonna be a shit party. And then who was that really rich kid? Elliot, is it? Who
Elliot
had like
BT.
yeah? He
Yeah.
came in was like,
Oh,
anyone want
mate.
to go outside and smoke a joint?
Yeah, I was such a
No one
faggot,
said
man.
yes. It was like,
Yeah,
what
no one said
a
yes. I
loser.
mean, that's back
What a loser.
before I smoked, but even still now, like he just arrived and it was just like, hey, anyone want
Anyone
to come
smoke
out back
weed?
and smoke some weed? And everyone was like, no,
The,
no,
the devil's lettuce.
the devil's lettuce. Yeah,
So right, the party
yeah,
was
yeah.
dead for a while, and while it was dead, we went up to Andy's room, and this was like quite a while we went up there for,
Mm.
and we just started drinking in his room.
Yeah, and it became like the best place there. Like
Like Ella had
that's where
like
it
a
was happening.
yeah, that was the best thing. And Ella had like a bottle of vodka in a water bottle. I just kept drinking it. I don't
Yeah,
know this thing about me with vodka. I just chug it at some
yeah.
point. I
You
just
like to
get to
drink it straight, you weirdo.
yeah. When I get to I can't do it when I'm sober. When I get drunk, I just chug that shit like it's water.
Chug jug.
And then so we started doing that. Eventually getting like drunker and drunker. And then we just get really fucking bored. And we didn't really like Andy that much.
No,
Well,
because
I did
because
especially.
especially because he was like the shittest host ever. Because he popped a
Yeah.
Zan and then just like was just
Yeah, he
done
got
for the
sent and
rest of
just
the night.
died. And So we started getting a bit creative in Andy's room. We saw he had some collectibles worth destroying.
What were they? Pop figures, right?
We had the so it started off with the keyboard, and I think I started. I was eating
Oh,
crisps, and I crushed up crisps and rubbed them all over his keyboard.
dude, it was even worse than that. It wasn't crisp. It was like crackers. It's that like
Oh,
cheesy
it was like
Chex
mini
Mix or whatever.
cheddars. It was
Yeah,
mini
mini
cheddars,
cheddars. So
and
it was just
I s-
crumbling.
I was crumbling them up and smushing them into his keyboard. I think I started all this. Um, and what else? We had a Capri Sun. We started spraying that all over his floor.
Yeah, because you started using it and pretending you were pissing. You're like,
I'm pissing on his floor. Then it was the keyboard, and we started just all. I started doing it, and then everyone just joined in and was like mushing stuff into his keyboard.
oh, dude. And then,
And then we
oh,
got on.
fuck it up.
It was on his bed. You started like spraying stuff on his pillows, like
Oh.
fucking Capri Sun on his pillows, under his pillows, and what else was it? And then uh, we break one of his bed slats, or was that someone else's house?
Oh, me and you were like fucking. But what happened
We got
was, is
the
that I
bed.
pulled off the painting off the wall, right, and it hit you in the
You
face.
threw it. You threw it in my face and hit me in the nose.
Yeah, yeah, and you got angry, so you like tackled me. And when you landed on the bed, it just like the slats broke, and me and you were like, and so he broke his bed. And so we were like, oh. And then Sam came in or whatever and was like,
Yes, how did
mate, mate, what is this shit? And he started looking at the pop figures. So he started throwing them out the window. So then
he?
me and you
He
were like,
literally, he
yeah.
literally. Sorry to interrupt. He literally
That's
came in
right.
and was like, "What is this gay stuff?"
Yeah.
Just started lobbing out the window,
Yeah, how it
and
went.
he was going at pace. He was throwing that.
Mate,
We
oh,
threw
it was so
everything off
funny.
his shelves out the window.
And we were trying to get his desk chair out the window. We were trying to get the fucking his like computer chair. And then me and Sam, we got up. We had like this bottle of vodka and a 2 liter bottle of Coke, and we were pouring drinks on the window ledge. And then I dropped the bottle of
Yeah,
Coke
and you
out
were
the
hanging
window.
out.
So we were like, oh fuck, we need to go get it, all right? So I went out the window onto the thing that's like above his door, like that little roof
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's above like people's front doors, and I was standing on top of it. Um, and then we were like, oh, mate, we should jump off here. So me and
Oh,
Sam jumped off the top, and then I heard that apparently them seeing Sam on top of it is the reason the neighbours called the police that night as well, is because they
yeah,
saw him
that kind of
standing
makes
on the
sense.
top. Um, but anyway, I mean, quickly, like go back a little bit before like all the stuff actually was coming out the window, right? When it was super dead before we went upstairs, I don't know if you remember, but um, I there was a bottle of whipped cream or whatever, like the whipped cream can, right, that he had in his fridge that I got out, and I was like making this like stupid drink of peach schnapps and whipped cream and lemonade,
Oh,
like right, and I I don't know why, right? But the fucking lemonade was super like, shaken up. I didn't
yeah.
shake it, but I opened it, right? And his that part of his house had just been redone. It was all new, and it fucking went, and it squirted all over the walls. And when he saw that, he was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" And he got really annoyed at me. So I, and when he left, I started squirting whipped cream on his windows and drawing
I
faces.
remember. I remember.
Yeah, and I started drawing faces all over the windows with it. And then, so anyway, all that kind of happened, and I think that like gave everyone the impression that this is starting to become a shit show.
No, no, I think before that even, once we were done upstairs and we cleared his shelf. There was
Oh,
nothing
dude.
left on his shelf. We were like deodorant. Oh, this is women's deodorant. Chuck
Yeah,
that out.
we were like, who would wear this? It's okay.
Yeah, and Sam was just throwing it out so fast. It was loving it. And then um, we went downstairs eventually, thinking, "Oh shit! Like we fucked his room. Everyone is downstairs having a normal party." And we go downstairs and there's fucking toilet paper everywhere.
It's
Like
like
everyone else had the
ribbons.
same
Yeah,
idea.
the toilet paper hanging off his chandelier. Oh, dude.
everyone had the same fucking idea to
Priceless.
trash his house. And
Oh,
I remember
oh.
going into the kitchen, and in the water dispenser, someone had filled it.
It was
Someone had filled it.
it was milk.
Someone had filled the water dispenser with a milk.
you, you go up to the fridge to fill up your glass, and it came out as milk.
But everyone
And
else.
then someone else after that put beer in with the milk.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like,
I was gonna say beer at first, but it was milk as well.
oh, oh, dude, oh, oh, and then do you remember what's her name?
I'm crying.
Katie Bush or whatever, right? Um,
Raw
she
fish.
brought with her fish and chips, and she gave it to someone upstairs because they thought that like his room was like the safest place, even though it wasn't, to like keep it safe. And when I
Oh,
came
how
back in
wrong she was.
later, I was like, oh, I'm so hungry, and I was like, whose is that? And I came over and I started eating her chips and fish and chips, right? And then when they told me whose it was, I was like, oh, fuck her, and I threw it out the window. And I threw it out the
No,
window, and I was like, wait,
you threw it
I'm
out the window.
I'm still really hungry. Oh, dude. Man, and then she came back up like half an hour later being like, where is it?
Did
Outside.
they tell you? Did
No,
you
no,
tell
no,
Abby?
no, no. Everybody kept that secret.
Oh no! And
Oh.
you ate the chocolate egg.
Oh! So earlier in the evening, like before like shit really hit the fan, when Andy didn't have a go at me either, I was like, Andy, do you mind if I stay the night because I can't get home? Right? It was me and
Yeah, you.
Caitlin. And he was like, "Yeah, that's fine. You can use my brother's room, his younger brother's room, because they're away for the weekend." I was like, "Oh, all right, cheers, thank you." And then he goes, "But no one's to go in there while the party's going on. But you can put your stuff in there, right?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll go in." And I'm like, "There's fucking Easter
Yeah.
eggs in here."
Oh good.
I'm like,
Were you
oh.
drunk at this point?
No, 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 no. So anyway, I knew there was Easter eggs in there, and his brother had a
But you.
his brother had a stash, dude. I'm talking like 5 eggs, right? 5 eggs. I'm looking at them. I'm like, right, right, okay. Anyway, Andy said no one's allowed in the room, so like I'll make sure no one goes in the room, right? Because obviously at that point in the night, I'm a nice guy. I hadn't trashed the house yet, and then
Yeah,
later
we're
in the night,
responsible.
I was so drunk, and I don't know why. Everyone just had this big like resentment towards Andy by the end of it, because they was
We
just like he
all
was the
hated
shittest
Andy.
host. He
We
was so
everyone
bad,
hated
and
him.
he
No
just
one trashed my
he
place.
just popped fucking Zan, and he just gave up, and he was like, all right, that's it then, like it's over, and anyway, so later in the night, I'm like, oh, fucking, how do I get back at this guy, right? He fucking, he
How do I
shouted at
get
me.
back at this guy?
He shouted
Yeah.
at me. I go into his brother's room. Num 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 num. Eat all of his eggs. I ate all of his little brother. How was I
How
even
many?
get back at
How
him?
many were there?
Right, it's 5. I ate all 5.
Oh
And
no!
as you know anyway, later in the evening, the police got called, and we all left. And the next week at school, because obviously everybody knew after that what happened. His whole house party like became an absolute like shit show, and
Yeah, it's
the
great.
police came, and he's telling everyone like, my parents weren't that annoyed about the party. He said, they were annoyed, but they weren't annoyed about the idea of me having a party while they're
Oh, how
away,
were they not annoyed like that?
because because what annoyed them the most is that someone went into his little brother's room and ate all of his Easter eggs.
No. Did Andy find out who it was?
No.
No way. This is Wade exposed.
Oh, dude, fucking, oh, that's classic. Oh, oh,
That was
you,
probably the best party I've ever been to, only because we trashed his house.
oh, we're such arseholes, but it's so
I
worth it.
know. It was just so funny.
Oh, it's so worth it.
I just love coming downstairs and seeing everyone else had the same idea and just fucked his house up.
That was a good party. Oh, you know what? Why don't you tell Jazz's one as well? Jazz's party. That was a good night as well. You know when you used
Yeah, but
my
I
head
don't
as a
remember much of that
you
one.
used my head as a battering ram,
I
man.
remember you saying I don't remember that at all.
Oh,
Like,
so Jazz told everyone to like that's basically there was a party at this girl's house, Jasmine's, and she had like way more people than her house could handle. So it's absolutely packed. And it's not like a ridiculous amount of people. It's like 40, but it's obviously just way too much for the house. So you're like trying to get through the corridor and you can't because there's people standing in them. So we started like, moving it, migrating to her room. We did the same thing that we did at Andy's. It was kind of the same lot of us up there. It was Sophie, Ella, you, me, Charlotte, and a couple like other people. And we're up in her room until later in the night where she starts freaking out because she can see that it's getting out of hand. Like there's too many people and the house
Yeah.
can't handle it. And not to mention that Kit O'Callahan poured milk all over her kitchen floor, like a whole 2 pint bottle of milk.
Wait,
All
was
over.
that when we were all pouring drinks on him?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Don't get to that yet. We're not there yet.
Right. Well. Anyway, so she got fed up, right, about people being upstairs as well, and she told you, can you get everyone to go downstairs, please? Because obviously you're a big guy, and you're like, yes, yes, because you were quite drunk,
Yeah, I was
right?
given a command,
And
and I was like,
you're
I
like,
must
I can do
follow
that
this.
for you,
Prepared.
no problem, ma'am. It will be dealt with. And you started grabbing people by their shirt collars, and you were going, all right, downstairs. Everyone, Jazz said downstairs. Sorry, sorry. Jazz said downstairs. And we're trying to get down the stairs, right? But it's so packed that there's nowhere to go. So it's like one step at a time every 10 seconds to get everyone down the stairs. And you're at the very top, and you start pushing. You're like, move it, move it. So everyone's like falling onto each other, like trying to get down, and you're rushing everyone. And then about 20 minutes later, obviously, it was way too packed, so we ended up back upstairs, but not in our room. We sat outside it, on like the landing at the top. And
Yeah.
I sat. I really need to piss. I said to everyone, I was like, Matt, I don't know about you guys, but this toilet door has been shut for like 15 minutes, and they haven't come out yet. So I go and try it, and it's not opening or whatever. Fucking, oh, dude, like, what is taking so long in there? And then you come up and you're like, oh, you having trouble getting in? So you try and fucking barge the door open. You're like, oi, oi, what are you doing in there? And
God.
and no one replies, obviously, because they're probably laughing or something or embarrassed. So then you grab me, right? Not even asking, you grab me by my belt and then my shirt collar. You hold me sideways, and you fucking whoosh, like a battering ram, head first me into the door, right?
Yeah.
And I just remember, all I remember is you doing that, and then like I woke up on like Izzy's lap, like on my head on her lap, and
Oh my God.
everyone was like, dude, you just totally blacked out for like 5 seconds, right? Like you were just like gone for a little bit, and I was like, I have no clue what just happened, no clue what just happened, and
Yeah.
everyone was like, as well, after you did it, you're like, what? And they're like, Josh, and you're like, what? I didn't do anything.
I don't remember it at all.
Oh, but I was fine.
Yeah. Wait, you have to look at Snapchat right now. I just found the video of the kit thing
Oh no
at
way.
Jazz's party. Hold on, it's sending, it's sending, it's
What's
sending.
sending it to me? Oh, this is really great for the people listening. Oh god,
I can't believe I've recorded this. This is fucking
that
awesome.
is awful. He's just dancing in the kitchen.
And then Sam
Oh,
is
oh,
he's
dude.
covered in drinks. He's covered.
Do you remember when and then they also put fairy liquid on the floor as well, so you couldn't walk anywhere in the kitchen without falling over.
Look,
Oh,
I tell him to do it. I like grab the bottle and tip it on him of vodka. Scott's fat ass is in the background.
oh fuck, Scott, man.
Oh fucking hell! What a weird guy. Um,
What a weird
yeah.
night.
And I remember I smacked my head really hard on a cupboard.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
yeah. And everyone was so worried. They're like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
I didn't feel a thing. I
Yeah.
remember that happening, and I stood up really quick and hit it on the corner of a door. And I walked outside. I was like, "Oh, I've just banged my head. Oh, it feels fine. I'll just go outside." And then apparently, like, there was blood pouring down my head and shit.
But you're just too hardcore, clearly.
And then, because of just how drunk I was, I literally did not feel a thing. Everyone was apparently freaking out. Then I was fine. I just was like, "Guys, I'm fine. Leave me the fuck
Guys, I'm
alone.
fine. Give me another drink.
Give me another crug."
Party. Oh, that was a good party. Apart from my head trauma. Oh, that's another bed we broke, by the way. Uh,
gases.
Me and Henry sat on it at the exact same time, and we broke 5 slats at the end of her bed. But
Fucking 5. What the
5,
fuck?
yeah. I wouldn't change it. Wouldn't change a thing.
No, those are some good pies.
God, they were great.
Mine were good, but there wasn't anything good except like one thing I remember is Scott like shoveling toilet paper out of my toilet.
Dude, just
Like
tell it.
like so I think it was Neve, but at my party, my
You
mum
think
had
it was
like a
me?
dog. I think it was a dog salon, and we used the toilet in there for for the using the toilet. And so we go in there, and it gets blocked like at the start of the night. Like some dude's just been a cunt basically, and just fucked the toilet. I think it was Steve,
Yeah.
and like no one can use the toilet, and so Scott takes it upon himself to be like a hero and unblock the toilet by hand. He
Oh.
he doesn't have he didn't have a we had a plunger, but it didn't do anything because it was just toilet paper like on the surface.
Oh, it's fucking disgusting.
And so Scott just gets on his knees and starts shoveling this toilet paper out. And he just is like, no gloves, barehanded, shoveling like shitty toilet paper out of the toilet.
Oh, you gotta love it.
It's like, Scott, you're a hero, but why did you do this?
I sent you what I've been drawing, right? I'll put
Okay,
it as the podcast photo. But what do you think? I think he's pretty dapper.
let me have a look. Let me have a look. Oh, I like it. Yeah.
Pretty cool guy.
What made you draw that?
I don't know. I was just thinking about the devil. Okay,
Fair enough.
look, man,
Yeah,
don't read into it too much.
but yeah.
Everything will be
Other than
fine.
that, my parties were good, but there wasn't anything like tragic that happened.
Yeah, they were great parties though.
Which is
To be fair.
good because I don't want my house getting fucked. Like everyone seemed, for the most part, to respect it.
Yeah, for sure. Um, people were very respectful at yours, but then again, you're a big guy, so you might fucking slam them into a door as a battering ram if they piss you off.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Um,
Nah.
so why don't you tell me a little bit about your first time
Fuck yourself.
smoking weed?
Yeah. So the very first time was uneventful because it was just shit weed,
Wow, also
wasn't
when
it?
you cried.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but
You don't
I
remember
don't want to. I
crying?
don't want to. I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, all
I
right.
don't
Talk about the
remember it,
second time.
but I. But yeah, the first time was just shit. Like I didn't really. Oh, that time. Oh yeah, but I meant the one with Casey.
Yeah, the very first time was with me, you, and Jess.
You sure?
Yeah.
I swear that was after me,
Nah,
you, and
you,
no,
and
because Casey introduced you to it. I swear. Casey was the one
yeah,
that's like,
she did. But I don't remember doing it before with. I don't ever remember doing it with Casey and you at the same time.
yeah, me, you, Casey, Jess, and Will all
Oh,
went to the forest, and Ethan
oh,
all went to the forest
oh!
with
That
like
time,
gay
yeah, it was
face. That
shit
was
weed.
Forest Row
Yeah.
Festival.
That was shit weed. Yeah,
That was the very
that was
first
a
time for me.
cringy time. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay, sorry. Um, right. The second time you cried. But the third
Yeah,
time was with me and
I
Ben.
don't really. Yeah, yeah. Oh shit.
Uh, anyway, do you want to say it from your perspective, and then I'll
Well,
pitch
the
in?
third time with me and Ben.
Yeah, that's when we also were smoking cigars. So that's after Valencia and everything.
Yeah, so you came on mine after probably Spoons, I think, wasn't it?
Something like that. Or bold.
And I was like, oh, I want to smoke a cigar. You guys smoke weed. And that, yeah, no, that pretty simple, pretty simple. And then I was like, I'd had a couple drinks, and I was like, yeah, let me try this weed stuff. The
Weedy
devil's
puff.
lettuce. The green.
This weedy puff.
So I had a bit, had like a couple puffs, and I was like, oh, this shit's weak as fuck. This ain't doing anything. Maybe have another couple. I had another couple. I was like, this shit sucks. I'm not feeling anything.
Yeah,
I had some more.
you weren't going lightly either.
No, I wasn't because I was like, well, this shit ain't working. This shit just doesn't work for me. I must be immune.
Yeah, I'm immune to weed.
Then it hit me all at once, and
Oh,
I got like, well, my vision went weird, and my I could really hear my breathing,
mm, yeah.
and I got really fucking paranoid. I really did not have a good time.
Yeah, well, that was still not like when it all hit you. Um, like I guess it kind of that was like the culmination right at the end because for about 15 minutes after you smoked, like for five, you know, to like 10 minutes, you were just kind of like, I don't know, like, I'm not going to do anymore, but I'm not really feeling anything. And then like we all moved inside the bar, um, not an actual bar, but your stepdad had a bar there, and
Yeah,
we were just like talking, and we were like, "Oh, Josh, you're so red. Like you're so red right now." So we took a photo of you, and it was like it was like the funniest thing ever. We were laughing about it for so long, and then we kept taking photos of you, and you were laughing too, and we were all just like, "Oh, this is great. Like you're having a really good time," and you're like, oh, "I feel it. Like I really feel it." And then something flicked like in your fucking head. I don't
I
know
think it
if
was like the
it
thought
was
of
just
Jess
like
finding out
yeah, and
really freaked me out. I was like,
me and Ben are
fuck, I
taking these
shouldn't have done
photos of
this.
you and we're laughing, and then your smile just like just went, it vanished, and you were just like, I need you to delete those photos. And me and Ben were like, really? Like, why? What? Aren't you having a good time? And you're like, I mean, I am, but like, I don't know, not really. I think I'm just gonna go to bed in a bit. Like, can you please delete those photos? And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, sure, sure. Um, So we actually did. I don't have a photo at all from that night. I wish I did now because you look
Yeah,
hilarious. But um, and then you literally like 5 minutes later, you just left. You went to bed because you felt so. I don't know why it stopped. Um, okay, coming back after another delay. This time wasn't pizza related. It was autism related or something. I don't fucking know why I broke. But
yeah.
anyway, what was I saying? So you like just vanished. Me and Ben were sat there and we were like, uh, yeah. Well, I can't drive us home now because I've smoked, so we kind of need to stay a night. Ben's like, yeah, that's fine. And then we're kind of in there for a bit longer, and we're still chilling out, just chatting and stuff. And then we're thinking like, well, Josh has literally just gone to bed, completely forgetting that we were gonna stay the night or whatever. But you were like, doing your thing. You were gone now,
I
and we're
didn't
like,
care what anyone else did. I just wanted to
had
be
no
alone.
blankets, had nothing to sleep on, had no change of clothes, and no access to running water. And by the 15-minute mark, me and Ben are getting that proper dry mouth. We're like, oh, I fucking need a drink. I really need
Oh
a drink.
no.
Look behind the bar. All you have is beer and cider.
Oh
So
god.
we both crack open a beer. Obviously, doesn't help when you're starting to become like not dehydrated, but like you need water. You're like to quench that
Oh
thirst.
no.
What? Water. And about 45 minutes in, me and Ben go out for another zoo, and we're chatting. And we're like, "Fucking
In another
dude,
one, even though you have dry mouth. What the fuck?
yeah, man. Well, if you can't beat
Praise
it,
you.
just just keep it
Embrace
up.
it.
If you can't beat it, increase it. And then come back in. I'm like, dude, like, there's gonna be something, man. And you don't even have like a Pepsi or a Coke, like nothing like that. No soft drinks. I look under the bar, and what we do have is a 24 small crate of those little like 75 ml bottles or those 100 ml bottles of like the tonic waters,
Oh yeah.
and they were orange flavored tonic waters. So me and Ben were
Yeah.
drink like five in one go, real quick. We're like, oh, feels so good. My mouth, it's got moisture in again.
Yeah, but actual like tonic water, would that hydrate you as like normal water would?
I guess just because it was like more water than beer is, and it's still it's just it's like juice or tonic, like carbonated juice, thirst quenching, you know. And
Yeah.
We're fucking. I'm like, Ben, right? He's fucking left us. I'm taking this fucking crate. Right? It's getting cold in the bar, really cold. So I'm
God.
inside that. What? One sec, Josh.
What?
I'm talking to Josh. Okay. Night. Apparently, I haven't taken a breath since my mum got home.
No breath.
Yeah, because I've been talking so much.
Yeah.
Kind of the point
I
of it,
breath.
mum. Um,
Fucking an idiot.
what was I saying? So anyway, I was like, fuck it, I'm taking this crate. I'm gonna take this.
Yeah.
Like, it's cold, so we get in my car and I'm running the engine, getting the heater out. And throughout like the course of the rest of the night, finish these little sips of these tonic waters. My whole like footwell was just little bottles of those tonic waters, empties. So as I
Did they
drink,
actually help, like, quench your thirst?
yeah, considering I didn't even have any fresh water, and we left at 5 in the morning, so you never woke up to like get us any. Uh,
I never woke up.
oh, and on the way home, right, we're driving home. It's 5 in the morning. I'm feeling pretty rough, but I slept for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Feeling really rough, but I just want to get home. Me and Ben are so like we're dying for water. And in the middle of the fucking road, this little pheasant is sat right there, staring at us on coming. I'm looking at him. I'm like, Ben, like that fucking pheasant there. So obviously we're slowing down, but he's not moving. He's not moving at all. And like I'm sure you know, like when it comes to a bird in the road, most of the time you slow down, but you don't stop outright because they normally like they do move out of the way.
Yeah.
This guy didn't move at all. Like he stayed exactly where he was from the moment we went over him. Like
Oh,
we went straight over him, right? Looked out the rear view. He was there in the exact same place, still stood.
oh my God.
He went right under the bottom of my car, perfectly.
What a fucking chat. He
Yeah,
ain't scared of anything.
yeah. So I mean that was quite nice. Um, but yeah, that was the time we almost died of dehydration in your bar. In a bar, we almost died of dehydration.
Yeah.
Ah,
Because that was the one thing
because
we didn't have.
it's literally like me and Ben had like like the TV as a blanket, like
Were you cold the whole night?
didn't leave us any blankets or anything. Not once we got in my car, we weren't cold. Just kept running the
I
heater.
didn't give a fuck about anything. I just wanted to go to bed.
I
And I
know.
couldn't get to bed. All I could hear was the sound of my own breathing. And it was horrible. All I could hear was myself taking deep breaths. And I could hear my heart racing. And that
Mm,
just made me feel shitter.
yeah, you just had like a bit of anxiety, and then when
I
you were
had too much.
stoned, it like just heightens it, and especially because you had so much that first time, it really worried you.
Yeah.
Um, because
I was
I've been
thinking to
there
myself,
before.
like, this shit won't affect me. I'm too strong for that.
Yeah, turns out it did.
Oh, yes.
Well, anyway, all right, let's end it here then, so you can go to bed. But we
Yeah.
got more to
That
talk
feels
about,
like
so we'll
it's
do it
been
again.
like 10 minutes.
I don't know how long. I don't think it's been a full hour. Maybe like 45, 50. I'm not sure. I'll cut it together, and
We
hopefully
started
the
a call at
audio is
9,
better.
so it's been over an hour.
Ah, cool. All right, I got a nice like picture for it as well.
Yeah.
Anyway, Greasy Goblin podcast, pilot 2, I guess episode 1. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope in the future I eat your Easter eggs too. See you later.
How many do we mind?